I'm not going to necessarily agree with you there because
I'm not saying it's good.
right.
I'm just saying.
But I wouldn't sympathize a bit. My dad was murdered by 5 people, 2 of which were teenagers.
Shit.
Yeah. So where does it stop? There are people that struggle every single day, but they make the choice because their insides, they know that it's wrong. And you can. There are ways. You don't have to kill someone. You don't have to scam someone else out of their hard-earned money to then leave them homeless. It's a choice that you make. And it's like, once your soul is broken like that, there's no fixing you. You can't be like, well, I did this out of desperation. I'm going to go back to being a good person tomorrow.
Yeah.
You don't. You slowly eat away at your soul, and you're not whole again, So it's, I don't know. My whole aspect on that is every single day you have a choice. Like I had a choice when my dad died. My dad was the sweetest man. He would never hurt a fly. He was a huge philanthropist. Like he gave back to Jamaica. He was a part of the Solar Association. He used to travel with the Prime Minister, trying to teach Jamaicans, like what is solar? How can we implement it in this country? Because electricity is very expensive. He built his college computer systems. He started that whole thing.
Oh,
so
shit.
like he loved to give back. And then so you have a choice every day. And then it's like when my dad passed, I was a daddy's girl. I loved him. I made that choice. Do I choose fear and anger, or do I choose to learn and grow and be happy? Because I was I was broken into a million pieces, but I've always been a very happy-go-lucky person, always. And I really sat and reflected. I'm like, I don't want to lose that part of me. And if you make one choice, then you're down that path. And I don't think you can. It's almost impossible to switch back.
Yeah.
Like if I said, I'm always going to look at it like, there's bad people in the world. Everyone is bad. All these things can happen. I'd never want to leave my house and I'd be miserable and I would hate everybody. Just like a lot of young people now, for whatever reason, they hate the world. They hate everybody. All they can do is point fingers and blame other people for their problems. No, you can make that choice and you can choose happiness. And it was hard. And every day I had to remind myself to make that choice of, I'm not going to hate the country that my dad loved and then, the country that betrayed him, in a sense.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that because I do love Jamaica. It was hard. I haven't been back since it happened. But I'm like, I'm not going to label the country bad because of 5 people.
Yeah.
Or for a group of bad people. Because I know that my dad would hate that because no matter what, my dad always saw the good and he loved the country. So I don't agree with that. And you might sympathize because yes, we're human and we've, a lot of people have never been through that extreme hardship, that you'd see in that documentary, pulling on your heartstrings. You've never been in that situation.
Oh, they didn't glamorize it was like the both parts. Like,
right.
Like I said, the ones that were super greedy, it's like they didn't paint them in a good picture.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, it was like the ones, it's always the ones at the bottom, unfortunately.
Right, of course.
But
it's a choice and
yeah.
It is what it is.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It is, I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, it happened. It's so I'm afraid of the dark and I have, my baby, she's 3 months old and I have to, in the night they wake up a couple times and you can't turn the lights off because then they'll be like, hello, I want to sleep. So I'm in there and, I can't turn the lights on. So I have my tiny little night light, but it's still dark. And sometimes I do get scared. I'm like, oh God, it's a ghost's going to get me, whatever, And then I stop and think and I'm like, well, my dad's still here. And if ghosts were real, because my dad is very annoying, I was like, the only person that's haunting me is my dad. So it's going to be my dad that's here. But so, I mean, he's close to me. I love him so much. And it's something that happened. And if I didn't grow from it and choose to be happy, I don't think I would have had a kid because depression, like my doctor said, you have to let this go. Your body is fine. Depression is like a wall. If you don't dissolve it and in a sense say, okay, I need to step through this, it will eat away at your body worse than any drug or anything that you can ever do. You have to forgive. And that's why, and I learned the real meaning of forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. Because if you harbor that, I mean, like it was heavy. And I really had to forgive and let go, or I would have just deteriorated. I wouldn't have been happy. I would have been a totally different person.
Yeah.
So, but no, he's close by. I love him to pieces.